title of our presentation is Satgas AMOUR $1 million, and we'll explain why later. So first, the background. R2 Energy is a palm oil plantation owned by Eagle High Plantations in West Kalimantan, near Ketapang, and the area is 7,600 hectares. There is 2,800 of plantation in the south and 4,800 hectares of unplanted area up in the north. In 2015, Eagle High Plantation decided to stop planting. Then in 2016, R2 Energy appeared in a Greenpeace report, which was covered by the New York Times later that year, talking about burning and orangutans. And shortly after that, we were approached by IDH and First Resources. First Resources own the plantation Limpa Sejahtera, which is next door, and they thought we might be able to help with our unplanted area with an orangutan project, conservation project. Now, at that time, nobody thought there were any orangutans in the area, but we decided to ask Animal Rescue to do a nest survey in June 2017, and when the results came back, they suggested that the population, the orangutan population, was somewhere between 34 to 64. They found 50 nests. So their suggestion was that we set up a patrol team, a Satgas, and EHP management agreed. So we went to Mayak village to do the selection, the press ups part of the selection process, and from 50 we picked a team of 5. So now we had our conservation area, we had our Satgas, and we needed a name for the project. And the head of West Kalimantan, Pak Sundadi, who sadly recently passed away, came up with the winning suggestion, AMOUR, which stands for R2, the plantation, Mayak, orangutan, rescue. And we have our own website, satgasamour.com. So next, the people. First, let's have a look at Mayak. Why Mayak? So you can't get to the conservation area through the plantation because there are a couple of lakes and some very wet area in between. You can go through Limpa Sejahtera, but it's a pretty long and difficult journey. Mayak is right across the river, just 10 to 20 minutes away. And the project is run and coordinated by ECHA in the regional office in Ketapang. So by early 2018, we needed a coordinator, somebody who could help run the team, manage the budget, and preferably who spoke fluent English. And it just so happened we got a job application right at that moment from ECHA, who was absolutely perfect for the role. The project is under Eagle High Sustainability. The head of sustainability in West Kalimantan is Sigit, and he joined about the same time, early 2018, and one of his first trips to the conservation area was for the Luca, which we did then. This is not Sigit, but on that, so when we did the Luca, we found and photographed our first orangutan. The Satgas is headed by Pak Andy, who was the Kades of Mayak and has been very supportive of the project from the beginning. And Dino and the rest of the team, you can see here on one of their first trips into the conservation area when it was extremely wet. Animal Rescue have helped out with the nest survey, with training, and they're helping now with plans for rehabilitation. And here we are signing our cooperation agreement at the beginning. So now the project. The first step was to do the training. So we did 5 days training, 2 in Ketapang, 3 days in the conservation area with Animal Rescue, with Beke SDR, the local Beke SDR, and we learned all about orangutan and also about how to do mitigation. And luckily on that first trip, we were able to see the Satgas were able to see their first live orangutan. Next step was mapping, and the GIS team from West Kalimantan went to Mayak for a week to help out with mapping out a path network, the path network about 8 kilometers long, which is now known as AMOUR 1, just across the river from Mayak. And the Satgas worked with them and went in and painstakingly built the path network. Took just over 3 weeks. And after that, they were able to use the paths to start patrolling. And every day they cross the river, go through the paths, finding orangutan nests, and also documenting the other biodiversity. There are birds, other monkeys, snakes, boars, lots of biodiversity. This is a beautiful kingfisher. And they send the data back. So they have a smart device. The data gets uploaded on the nests. Eka can analyze it in the office immediately in Ketapang, and they will go back and recheck the nests to find out the exact date they were built. And we can use that data to work out the movement of the orangutans and start to make population estimates. So for the work, I'll hand you over to the Satgas themselves. This is
Kami
Dino.
Satgas AMOUR Desa Maya ingin menyampaikan rutinitas kami setiap hari, yaitu masuk kerja pada pukul 7 sampai pukul 2 siang. Kami patroli sejauh 2 sampai 3 km di dalam hutan HCP. Itu juga tergantung kondisi cuaca. Agenda kami setiap hari yaitu patroli mencari sarang orangutan dengan menggunakan aplikasi cyber tracker. Mengambil data koordinat lokasi, mengidentifikasi tipe sarang, dan juga memberi tanda pada pohon, memasang plat. Tanggung jawab kami tidak hanya patroli mengumpulkan data saja setiap hari, namun ini juga mencegah kebakaran hutan dan lahan dengan menggunakan aplikasi Lapan. Kami juga bekerja sama dengan pihak desa terkait hutan konservasi HCP dan menerima laporan warga masyarakat tentang aktivitas orangutan. Kebakaran hutan pada tahun lalu yaitu tahun 2019, salah satu jembatan yang menghubungkan wilayah Artu dan juga PT Limpah Sejahtera sebagai aktivitas warga yang bekerja di sana, terjadinya kebakaran yang mengakibatkan rusaknya jembatan tadi. Jadi kami selaku tim Satgas AMOUR ikut juga membantu warga untuk membuat jembatan tersebut bahkan lebih baik lagi dari sebelumnya. Itu salah satu contoh dampak yang positif hubungan kami dengan pihak perusahaan dan juga masyarakat sekitarnya.
So the future. By chance, luckily, although the fire is unfortunate, but the fire actually helped us to access a great forest area that we couldn't access before, and we called this area AMOUR 2. So we've already mapped out and built a path network in AMOUR 2, and for the future, we would also like to, in this area, connect up with HCV areas in the neighboring plantation, Limpah Sejahtera. So we have a project to do rehabilitation of the corridors. At the moment, what we're doing is moving plants and trees that we find in the conservation area into the corridor, but we also started our own nursery as well. And one of the big issues with the area is fire every year. And at the moment, we have to rely on the plantation for the firefighting equipment. So we would like to boost our own firefighting equipment, including possibly a drone, which would make it much faster and easier to assess the fire risks. At the beginning, we always had a plan to do 2 teams, but we decided to just start off with 1 from Mayak. So there is a second village further to the north, Tanjung Pura, and we would like to set up a second Satgas from Tanjung Pura, which would enable us to monitor and manage a bigger area to the north. And we'd also like to show people that we can make money out of this project to boost the local economy. We already are to some extent, but we'd like to expand that. We have some ideas like other products, wild honey, possibly red palm oil, virgin palm oil, and tourism. So when we share videos like this of our trips and finding orangutans, we often get comments back that people would love to come and do a tour. How much? Okay, so back to the title, Satgas AMOUR, $1 million. So on the website, every month we have a monthly report which is updated with all details on the project, including all the spending, starting from back in early 2018. So 2 years of spending. We've spent about 750 million rupiah. We would like to secure and keep the project for at least 20 years. So you multiply that by 10, it's about 7 billion. And we'd like to move on to having 2 teams, so about 14 billion, which is about $1 million US. And we would love to find people who would like and be interested to help us with this.